Okay. Wait, hello? Is this thing on? Yeah, I'm 10 waiting. Okay, I think this thing is on. 1 second. Let me tweet out that I'm live. Where's the ULX? I swear I should pin a comment about the ULX because I have gotten asked maybe like 100, close to 1,000 times about that mouse. It's ridiculous. People think I'm hiding it. Like Final Mouse said that it shipped out. I find it hard to believe that it hasn't arrived yet. Maybe the shipment's been delayed, but I don't know where the mouse is. But yeah, is the stream like fine and everything? I just went on a ULX rant. Bro got that thick GPX? Yeah, I mean, this is insane. I came back from Japan with this. This is true, like, hidden mouse tech. Hello, people from Final Mouse Discord. What do you mean Final Mouse Discord? Is my stream, like, posted in there? So far, stream's fine. That's awesome. Have any reviewers got the ULX? No. You guys would see it. Like, the ULX is the biggest mouse release of the year. When people get their hands on it, they're not going to, like, hide it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I'm happy that people are interested in the mouse, but I'm getting, like, bombarded with questions. What's the best Heian clone I can get in XXL size? Like an Aqua Control 2 Black, probably? That's what I would go for. You can't get really anything with Poron in double XL, but you don't need it. Just get a Heian. Apparently, Jing is the only one who showed it. Really? So that's interesting that pros have it. But wow, what a mouse. It's not posted, but we're all here to see if they sent you it because Final Boy is lying. Oh, so there's like some theory that it's a scam, right? Because I've gotten a few DMs asking about that. What mousepad are you maining right now? I'm really not maining anything. This is a Orange Zero, though, because, I mean, I don't know. Mousepads are just not exciting. Where is the ULX? I don't know, man. Let's read out loud the last DM I have gotten. Hey, your ULX was shipped to you, I believe. Keep a lookout. And that was October 23rd at 9:03 p.m. So, that's actually almost a week ago. Is the Maya coming tomorrow? I have no idea if I'm getting a Maya soon, but I did feel that at G-Baza in person, and it feels really nice. But it's like, at the same time, it's not that vastly different from some of the other, like, smaller claw grip mice on the market. So, I don't know. They did a fucking masterclass on the Maya marketing, though, because people are really interested in that. Please review the Dairyu A950 plastic. Probably not. I hate to say it. Someone porch banded it? That is possible. You know, I should ask them if the delivery was confirmed. And FedEx always does weird shit, like puts my package, like, in the garbage can. Because I guess they don't get paid enough to go up a flight of stairs. They just have to, like, dump it somewhere. But it is a larger package, so I feel like somebody would have saw it. Will you have a video about meeting Toshihiro Kobayashi, or will you talk about it in the stream? I'll definitely talk about it in the stream right now. I did not record footage with him for, like, a lot of reasons. Mainly because everything was translated, and the first time I met him, it was just a very, like, private, like, he was writing on a whiteboard, and I was, like, listening type of meeting. So there was that, and then I just didn't record, like, when I was at McDonald's with him, like a steakhouse. It just didn't feel right, but he is a crazy, in a good way, man. Drop the palm routine? I don't know. It's all of the finger training. Go back to my finger training video. Bro got a lecture from Artisan. I really did. I learned a lot just about mousepads and Artisan in general. The crazy thing is they don't care about stitching whatsoever. And they have, like, the best stitching in the game. He was like, I wish people just bought the classic pads because they're cheaper to make and it doesn't affect performance. So now I might be anti-stitching. Bordsy, stop ignoring me. Where's the WL mouse? Beast X? I don't know. When I was in Japan, they said my unit shipped out to me. So, are companies just lying about shipping mice out? Is this the new thing to do? It's like when I fucking, like, buy a baseball card from somebody on a forum. It's like, they're like, yeah, I shipped it out to you, but they didn't. Do you have a job, bum? No. When do you get the Final Mouse Ultralight Bordsy, my man? I don't know. That's a great question. If I knew, I would tell you, but it's just on the way. Bro, what's in that mouse? This one? It's these 3D printed resin grips. Can't trust any of these hoes. I fear that's the case. Which monitor is that? It's the PG27AQN from Asus. It's the best monitor on the market by a mile. Like, people are like, OLED's good, but these people who say that are not actually good at games. That's the thing I fear. Bonjour, Boardsy. Been a hot minute. What's up, Ramen? How's it going? Why don't you go to school and stop fooling around playing video games? I went to school. I was a psychology major at the University of Hunter. CUNY Hunter. I went to school for free. How is the Orange Zero better than the Saturn? Hey, is the Orange Zero better than the Saturn Pro? It's a toss-up. Like, both of them are pretty much the same. Like, there's not going to be a massive difference one way or the other. I use both. Bro's in liberal arts with no job. That's tough. I mean, I am doing just fine for mouse reviewing, but I appreciate the concern. Rcash91. How was Japan, by the way? Sadly, I left before I heard you were coming. It was awesome. Like, I had no complaints about Japan. If anything, there were just too many foreigners that really took away from my experience. But I had a great time. Baza was dope. A ton of, like, Japanese viewers actually there. Do people really believe that going to school gets you a job? I mean, there's definitely... I'm not one of those people who's, like, anti-school by any means, but I'm doing fine in the mouse reviewing game. I feel like that's taking me farther than my psychology degree would have. AJ 199 4K coming this week. Oh yeah, that reminds me of mice I don't really care about. The M800 Ultra review is coming soon. Currently, I have like these Artisan prototype skates on it, but I'll throw something else on. But it's just not that good. Like, I don't know. Quality on my unit's really shit, but I think people are pretty high on this mouse. And the wireless is also really bad on mine. Like, the 1000 hertz feels like shit. But I think House made a video saying it was good, so I'll have to check that out. But, yeah. Also, the thing is, like, I'm just going to lie about having a college degree. I don't know if that's based or not. I feel like it is, because it's not like I'm lying about having a PhD. Yeah, sure. Just put that on the resume. What game do you play the most right now? It's really been Kovacs, because Fortnite... I mean, I guess I'll go back to Fortnite for the new season. But is the finals good? Because I saw that game is in an open beta, and I might check it out. But then I saw some clips, and I'm like, the gunplay, this kind of reminds me of, like, Rogue Company. Is Kovacs even a game? The amount of hours I put into it, I would hope so. It's fun as hell. Is it the Model D2 Pro? Yeah, this is the Model D2 Pro. I had some issues out of the gate. Like, I was on the old firmware, and it felt really bad. And then I bricked the wireless doing the firmware update. But then eventually firmware updated successfully. And the 4K actually feels really good on it. Like, performance-wise, it's good. Quality-wise, the clicks are really bad. Like, it just feels like the old Model D. It doesn't feel like that much lighter or better in any way, but it is like a 4K wireless Model D, which I say is like kind of worse than the Death Adder V3 Pro. But at the same time, the build quality is actually better on this unit because my Death Adder V3 Pro is creaky as shit. And it does have like 8K wired, so it's not a bad mouse, but it's just in like a weird spot. It's like, I don't love it, but I don't know if that's just because it's glorious. The finals is fun, but it's probably going to die a month after a release if the devs don't stop sticking their heads in the sand when it comes to balance. Yeah, see, I just feel like it's one of those games where it's just going to die out, like Rogue Company. It's kind of fun on paper, but it's just not like a huge FPS potential type of thing. At least that's the way I see it. So let me pop out the chat so it's actually like better. Pulsar X2H Mini a good alternative to the MZ1? I mean... For fingertip, I don't know. For claw, I'd say it's a lot better. But if you like fingertipping the MZ1, I think the X2 Mini would actually make more sense. You going to spend time on the Model O2 Pro or just the D? I might review the O2 at some point, but I just hate the shape. Like, it's just not a good ambi shape in my opinion. So I'm going to review this one. If the video like does well and people ask for an O2 review, I don't mind buying it, but I'm not going out of my way because the mouse market actually is like starting to heat up. There are a decent amount of release. Did you try the Maya or the Tachi? I tried the Maya. I have no idea about the Tachi. I think that one's pretty far out. Best mouse for relaxed fingertip? Really depends your hand size. I'd say just anything with like anything that kind of follows a formula like the X2 Mini, I would say is good. Just like, are the clicks light on what? The D Pro? They are light opticals, but they just feel really low quality. Talk about them more in depth in the review. What do the Japan folk think of the RJN soundtrack? I don't know. I did not listen to much music on that trip. Weirdly enough, there was a lot of American music being played. Any news on the Wise Owl Ambi? It seems like it's going to be more of an early 2024 mouse than anything. Did you get to try Artisan prototype pads? I did. I don't know how much of that I'm allowed to talk about, but they do have... the ones at G-Baza, I definitely am. There's the Type 99, which is going to be like a 0-speed, if not slower pad. And it has some really interesting surface properties. There's the Rokaku, which is like a hexagon weave pattern. And I think that's actually like their next focus. So there are going to be totally new Artisan pads coming out, which is interesting because obviously that hasn't been the case for many years. Did you have fun at the bar after G-Baza? Yeah, that was just a crazy, like, Americans just would not pull out peripherals like that in a bar. It was a fun experience. I had a really good time interacting with all of the Japanese reviewers. If anything, I wish I had been able to like, spend more time with them. Do you like the XE wireless? Not too much, but I think they sent me the AX wireless. Like, I don't hate it, but I definitely prefer the NPO1S wireless. I wish Vaxi would make, like, more shapes. Opinions on the Lamzu Maya? It feels good. It's, like, it's just pretty much the same as... Not the same, but similar to a lot of other small, like, high hump in the back mice that already exist. It's not going to totally like take the market by storm. It's not something we've never seen the idea of before, but it feels really light. The copy I felt was good, but I've never like tried it wirelessly. But obviously feel like they'll have that down. But yeah, it's just a matter of like how soon they produce it and how good the QC is. When ULX review, your guess is as good as mine. Almost a week ago now, I was told that Final Boy told me that he believed my unit had shipped. So I guess there is the off chance that that belief was not true and my unit did not ship. So, what are these shells on your GPX2? It's called, search up like Nitro Tech. They're not that easy to get in the US, I don't think. But I'll have a video out on them soon. And they literally just modify the shape of the GPX. There's the hump one, so you can give it like a higher hump. And there's the insane like MM731 like side ergonomic one, and you can put both of them on. This mouse weighs like 70 grams now though, and it's the unit that I already shaved like 3 grams off of, so having both of them is kind of insane. But for example, this one, it brings the weight to like 64 grams, so there is that. But yeah, these don't make the mouse any lighter. Are they universal for all mice? Nah, they're not, but I would imagine it's something where they could like implement more models, but yeah, it's like pretty adjusted to the curvature of the mouse. Have you tried any mice by Red Dragon? Yeah, a lot of like the lower tier ones. I don't think they have anything good. Anything on the Viper V3 Pro? Is that even a mouse? I have no idea. If that's like unreleased, I have not heard about it. Vaxi should make an EC2 shape? I don't agree with that. I think too many companies have already made EC2 shapes. Should make something like the ZA13. So mice have wings now. Sick. Yes, that is a way to look at it. A nice ring finger rest makes a huge difference in a mouse IMO. I mean, yeah, this one, it definitely feels clunky. Like, it does not feel natural whatsoever, but it does provide a ring finger rest. And this one's a more, like, simple ring finger rest, like, made for, like, kind of relaxed fingertip, I guess. There's multiple ways to go about it. You still use the NPO1S? I mean, it's still on my desk back there, but I've not been using it a ton. There's just too many mice to really give a good amount of time to everything. And it's a shame. Have you seen Rocket Jump Ninja's video about using pens instead of mice? No, I saw the thumbnail, like I laughed at it, and I didn't watch it because I was in Japan when it released, but now that you reminded me, I'm definitely going to check it out after the stream. And he reviewed the X2H, right? Like the Pulsar mice. He's been grinding. He needs to get back to the grind. Is Artisan making an actual control pad? The Type 99 is going to be very controlled, but I don't understand how you see a zero and you're like, yeah, this isn't controlled. Like, it's not that fast, man. Yo, Josh, with the $2 Canadian. What lightest mouse is close to the NPO1S in shape? Nothing really. Just go with the NPO1S. Do a weight reduction. Yo, RZUA, how is it going? Why's your GPX got a full body kit on it? I mean, I brought this back from Japan. This is the type of shit they do over there. People complain that the shape is too safe, and like, look what they do to it. But yeah, these are kind of unhinged. I'm not gonna lie. This one is a little bit. It's not a full body kit, but you know, it gives it a ring finger rest, gives it a little bit of pizzazz. But yeah. Final scam. I don't know what's going on with that. The more I think about it, I'm like, huh, that mouse should be in my hands at this point. Should I get the Superlight 2 in Mata or get the Viper VG Pro? I use claw and fingertip. I mean, only you know, man. Which one do you think is going to work better for you? Both of that seem a lot of solid mice, but Superlight 2 is very moddable, and Ken Schizo out on that. Can you use the same skates for Razer Death Adder V3 and Pro? Like the V3 wired and the V3 wireless? Yes. If you're asking something else, I don't know. GPX with a hearing aid based Logitech listening to the community. Like a hearing aid battery? That one on the white mouse isn't awful looking. Yeah, it's definitely, it's not awful, but it's crazy thing is like this one, it kind of just forces me into a palm grip, and I was performing like better with this one at first, but it's just all a big like adjustment period. Final Boy has reviewers under NDA, at least ones with the ULX already. I think you're like schizophrenic. I think he might have House under an NDA because he worked with like the what's it called, the XLAT thing, but I'm almost positive nobody else has the mouse at this point. Will you try getting the M3K that will only have 25 units at the end of November? Maybe. I was wondering what was happening with that, because people have been asking about that in my stream for like years, or probably at least over a year at this point, and I've just seen no updates on it, so maybe I'll cop it. Any thoughts on the Real Force GX1 keyboard? I actually did try Topre switches while I was in Japan. I don't know if that's the one that has Topre, but they're just fucking membranes. Like, I don't get the point of it. Model O or Ninjutsu Sora? I mean, the Sora, but I don't know why those would be your only two options. Lamzu Thorn shipping times? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Thorn, but it seems like that mouse is popular. What do you guys see in that? Like, is it kind of a wireless, like, outset type shape? Palm grip boardsy? Now that's a throwback? Yeah, true. I should make, like, part 4 of the palm grip saga. It's ergo, but yeah, it's not, like, a good ergo. IMO. That's, like, where it falls short. Does Glorious make good mouse pads? No. Under no circumstances should you go for a Glorious pad. Real Force GX1 is faster in Wooting 60HE. What does that mean? Like, what kind of switches is it? I don't believe it. I'll just go out on a limb. How you liking the G Pro mods? It's definitely like something that takes an adjustment period, but it's fun. Especially this one. It's just like so insane, but it's still technically a super light. And people really never think about like printing shape adjustments. So it's just totally a unique product in a market where there's not a lot of that. Do you know any good 2.5 millimeter LOD mice? No, but I'm actually looking for the same because I have these kind of dome shaped mouse skates from Artisan. They're like a prototype. I think you can kind of see it. And a lot of the mice that only go to 2 LOD, like I'll have some issues. So I'm kind of looking for some good high LOD mice as well. Yeah, I get that though, Chris. Like the Death Adder, it's a good shape, but like the Thorn, I'm like, I just don't understand who's liking that. And it just seems like that mouse has a lot of mass appeal, and it's just like a weird shape to me. Yeah, Death Adder makes sense. He doesn't have his ULX. Yeah, but don't. People are just gonna ask. That's perfectly fine. Should I get an Endgame Gear OP1 or Death Adder V3 wired with a bungee? I'd probably go for a Death Adder V3 wired, unless you know you want like a narrow shape for claw grip. that's going to be like a lot better for you, then go for the OP1. Are those grip mods for sale? Yeah, they're for sale by Nitro Tech, but importing them to the US, I don't think there's like a big retailer for them yet. But I would imagine, like, if I review them, Lethal Gaming Gear will get them at some point. So, I mean, maybe I can ask them if they plan to have a US retailer. But yeah, I don't think they're like super readily available. Are you being sent out a Lamzu Maya for an early review? I don't know. I'll presume I'll just get one when I get one from Lamzu, whenever it's ready. Companies don't really send me products early. They're haters. That's what I've come to notice. Viper V3 Shape? I don't really like it. It's just like, it's too clunky. I feel like everybody who's reviewed it has kind of said the same thing, where it's like, it's a good mouse on paper, it's good for the price, but it's just not like, I don't know anybody who's going to main it. And I know nobody who like uses it, but apparently that's a mouse that's going to sell much better than just a actual Viper Mini wireless. They're scared because you're honest, but it's not even like, these aren't brands I give that many negative reviews to. Like, I feel like they can understand. I don't know. I feel like that's not really the fear that companies have. Maybe it is though. Like, if I get a bad unit, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to like gloss over that, but it's just super weird to me. George? Wow, that is a crazy last name. Is that Greek? Yeah, it definitely is. Incredible. Damn, Jets clutched up. Yeah, I actually waited to start the stream until the Jets game was over. And Zach Wilson, he's just a winner. And the Giants are a bunch of losers. That QB they have, what's his name? Danny DeVito? Not Danny. Larry DeVito? It's fucking something. Yep, it is indeed. Yeah, I took Greek for 9 years or something crazy like that. Was that Chatsi Konstantinou? Wow, something like that. I'd be able to read it in Greek better, probably. What's that mod that your super light makes a back higher? It's called the Nitro Tech. It's just like their hump mod. They have a Twitter, like Nitro Factory, Nitro Tech. Was it hard to understand Jim with his thick accent? He doesn't have a thick accent at all. It's actually, like, unbelievable. His English is better, like, speaking than it is when he types. He just types like a Chinese person, but he just speaks English like a fluent English person. But it was also dope hanging out with G-Wolf's gym in Japan. It's also kind of crazy that he's based there. Like, the reason that he is. Chatsi Gonstanitunu. I'm low-key washed with Greek. Need to get back into it. Is 4K polling overrated? I wouldn't say so. Once again, I saw Optimum Tech made a video about it while I was in Japan, but I didn't watch it. But it's just like the robot arm being recorded with a slow motion camera. Like, we're watching the video, and it's about whether or not you can feel the difference in 4K polling. It's just, that's not the type of testing that I value when I'm like using a mouse. I'm like, yeah, this feels better. So it just comes down to what you value. But anybody not buying a 4K mouse because of that video, it's just like survival of the fittest, you know, use whatever you want. Everybody debating 4K again because Optimum's video. Yeah, it's just interesting stuff. I'm actually fine with it. GPX feels like an egg to me, don't like it. Any recommendations? How about you stop complaining and do something about it? Does this look like an egg? But it's a GPX. You just got to modify the shape for yourself. You should do a video where you try and guess polling rates. How would I like do an actual blind test for that? I feel like that's the type of content that as a YouTuber you could just so easily fake and push an agenda with. I should do that. I should be like, oh my god, this is obviously 4K. It's like 20 times better. And then, like, what can you say if I post that video? You guys gotta realize, a lot of this stuff is just psyops. Where's the freaking final mouse? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm not... Once again, I'll reread this DM for maybe the 4th time this stream from Final Boy. October 23rd, 2023, 9:03 p.m. Hey, your ULX was shipped to you, I believe. Keep a lookout! Exclamation point. So, guys, what do I do from there? Is Ninjutsu Sword? Sure it is, man. Mustafa, it is suitable for you. There you go. Have you ever tried Pulsar mouse pads? Yeah, plenty. None of them... I mean, their glass pad's really nice, but it's just a matter of, like, which is cheaper for you between that and a Sky Pad rather than, like, a huge performance difference, even though their base is nicer. But yeah, their cloth and, like, polyester pads don't really move me, but they're not bad at the same time. Which is kind of like every mouse pad at this point. Because mousepad quality has just gotten pretty standardized across the board, which is why, like, Artisan and top tier pads are the most interesting to me. What the fuck, your G Pro? I mean, man, this is the tip of the iceberg of the mouse mods they have going on in Japan. I also got these dot skates. I should probably remove these two. Like, they don't really do anything. But they're, like, machined, and they're made of turkite, which is PTFE mixed with copper, I believe. So, I don't know. I brought back more weird mouse accessories from Japan than anything, because that's really the stuff that I don't have. Because their selection of, like, mouse pads and mice is crazy, but I just already have everything. So I don't want to just take those away from people who need them. But the accessories and stuff, there's truly, like, stuff in the Eastern world that just doesn't exist in, like, America and Europe. Made in where? Japan. Let's see, though. How was the WL mouse? The WL mouse was really good. I think the WL mouse has some people shaking in their boots. Like, I said it was fake because I truly thought it was fake. But you really can only deny evidence to a certain point. Anybody, like, still hating on the WL mouse, I just don't think they realize. Like, that's going to be... It's one of the better, like, fingertip mice out there, I feel. Probably going to be popular for claw, too. I just need to get my hands on a unit. If the unit feels as good as the units felt there, like, that's a Mouse of the Year candidate. Is Lamsu sending you an early copy of the Maya? I don't think so. I'll ask them after the stream, because I figure it just never hurts to ask these companies, but it never results in anything, so... I mean, I can just ask them, like, hey, when's the Maya going to be ready? They'll be like, hey, yeah, we're starting mass production. We'll let you know when we have a unit, which is the same as it would have been anyway, but at least I get some closure. So most you should spend on a mousepad if you're not a pro. I don't think there is a hard line in the sand. Like, if you're on a budget, go for, like, a $30 pad, but if you can afford an Artisan pad, go for that. That has been my advice for the past, like, 3 or 4 years, and I don't think it's ever going to change. Which is like $60. And so many people just have misconceptions about the price of mouse pads. There's just nothing you can do. Can't fight that misinformation. But on Twitter, I've seen what Japanese players are doing with their mods on their mice. It's kind of nuts. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's genuinely some wild stuff going on over there. And they don't really export it. It's just like how Japan was in real life before, like, the 1860s. I DM'd Lamzu for a mouse after I previously bought 2 mice from them, and... my GF, and they sent 3 units to my GF's address. Well, it's not the end of the world, and that's probably more your fault than anything for not confirming the address. So, no sympathy from me there. Any good cables for Deathire V3 wired? I don't really know anybody selling paracords at this point. I was about to ask a few companies who used to make them, because I got some Zowie Divina mice when I was in Japan, and I wanted to get paracords for those, but I'm having the same dilemma. Is the WL mouse just a metal HTX? Nah, it's not a similar shape at all, but it is like a solid light metal mouse. It was confirmed to my address. I'm not buying it. Do you enjoy Counter-Strike? I still haven't launched CS2, which I feel like that just tells me all I need to know about my actual will to play CS. But I might play the finals. It's always very exciting when I have a new game on my PC and I've yet to launch it, because I'm like, maybe this will be the one. But then I always wind up going back to Fortnite. But Fortnite, like, Season 1 is coming back or whatever, so... if Fortnite's back, that's huge. Lol, CS2 is bad? Is it? CS2 is trash? Damn. If the people in my stream are hating on CS, that really tells me all I need to know. WO mouse is close to final mass medium right now? Yeah, I'd say it falls somewhere between small and medium. The finals is great, really. I just get Rogue Company vibes, and I gotta try it. I think I need people to play with though. Can't go into that one alone. Where's the Machina Ultima review? He needs to send me a new pad because it has like LOD tracking issues with plenty of mice, including the Viper Mini Sig, and there's like no backing for it. And I guess I could just like buy feet, but it just fucking performs really bad. So yeah, I kind of just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that one. How was Mr. Artisan himself? I mean, he was a very, like, I don't know, he was an impressive person, if that makes sense. Like, I was just shocked the entire time. Very, like, he's not, like, very serious, but I don't know, it's just interesting having everything translated and just asking him questions about Artisan. Yeah, definitely a baller guy. He has some crazy cars. That's all I'm gonna say. I bought the PG27 AQN after your video. 1440p is awesome for Valorant. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, the AQN is just hands down the best gaming monitor. Simple as that. Maybe like one of those if Asus ever makes 500 hertz like 1440p, maybe I'll upgrade to that. But they just got it. What can you say about the new Artisan mousepad prototypes? Well, they have an entire, I don't know how much they want of this out, but they actually have a new type of Poron, like that they've developed, and it just has like better qualities. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like better elasticity and just better than the current Poron is, and they're developing that, but that's like pretty, it's not far off, but it's not going to be implemented across the board like super soon. And they do have a few totally new pads. The Type 99, which is like a kind of similar to the Zero in speed, but it plays smoother and just differently. So that's like another control pad. Then the Rokaku is a hexagonal weave, and it's like closest to the Otsu, but just like a lightly textured kind of pad. Are you talking about the orange base? No, it is orange, but it's orange Poron. So they do have the like the rubber DIY base, but they also have a completely new, like, that they've made in collaboration with Poron, and that seems to be big. Like, I was able to compare the performance head to head with the previous one, and it's interesting. And supposedly they're actually going to be able to keep that to themselves. Orange. No, I'm sorry, I'm not saying orange. That just sounds wrong. Don't tell that to the whale. I don't think he'll be able to intercept Japan or Artisan's communications with Japanese Poron. Also, I don't know what the whale's deal is. Like, he said he was going to send me the Riz and the Pels and the Blaze, whatever it's called, or the Blitz, whatever the fuck is, and the Glaze? Like, what are this guy's pad's names? But also, he just sends me nothing, so I don't really buy it. The Riz? Yeah, his mouse heads have crazy names, but I just don't get why he hasn't sent me them. Like, he told me he was gonna. Other people get them, but not me, so I don't know. If you want me to talk about your mouse heads, you have to at least send me them. And that also shows me, like, how many is he really making? Spam is crazy right now. It's kind of how the chat always is, but I like it that way. It would be great if there was a way to be like only high quality messages, but not really. Artisan desk pad, all I'm going to say is bigger sizes are definitely something they have, like, that they can do. But what I learned about Artisan is it's just all about priorities. Their big bottleneck is just production. So there's only so much that they can, like, innovate and add to the market when everything is already in such high demand. So, any information on Artisan prototypes? I mean, go back less than 5 minutes, and I just went over the Type 99, the Rokaku, and the upcoming Poron. So I would just recommend re-listening to that. link the mod for GPX, just type up like Nitro Factory or Nitro Tech on Twitter. Hold on. I'll just link them in the chat. How do I use 8K polling without lagging? I can't use 4K either. Get a better PC. I mean, there are some like basic optimizations you can do. I wouldn't recommend like fully schizoing out in BIOS. Like if you just can't run it, maybe you're just chalked. But yeah. Rokaku? No, like Rokkakaku. Rokaku. I don't know. Imagine taking out Harris with a tweezer from a death size 0. I don't know if I'm crazy. Look at this pour on base, by the way. Shit's insane. But like the new 0, like it just doesn't have hair issues. Like the old one, there would have been a lot of hairs, but do you guys see any hairs? And yeah, apparently the reason the 0 changed was just because they went to a new factory a while back. They were very impressed by my Artisan order history. They're like, damn, you really love the pads, because they like pulled up how many that I had ordered before they met me. I have a cat. My dog goes on my desk a lot. I guess, is dog hair and cat hair really different? Like, I see a single dog hair there, but I just pushed it aside. Is Type 99 more like a GSR? What? I can't think of a head-to-head comparison, but no, it's not that speed. It's just like, imagine a 0, but like a little bit more smooth and like higher static friction. What mouse pad should I buy under 35? There's so many around $30. Like Lethal Gaming Gear basic pads. Wait, did they actually discontinue those? I don't know. There's X-ray pads. Kind of big on X-ray pads. Coming from a worn-in Saturn? I mean, an Xsoft 0, if you were used to the speed of the Saturn at any point, it's not going to feel crazy fast. That would be like something between the Hayate Otsu and 0 now. It's not. No, the Hayate Otsu is like textured and there's a more grazing feeling compared to 0. So it's like the opposite. It's like there's less feedback, I'd say. Is there a release date for a Type 99 or is it far away? I would not hold your breath for any Artisan pad releases. That's what I would say. Like, it could be, I'd say early 2024 would be your best expectation. Their next goal is the Shirenkai V2, which ideally would release, like, this year. Because they actually already sold a ton of copies of that at the event. Japan goes crazy for Artisan pads. They were lined up, like, out the door and shit. Do you think the Lamzu Thorn suits small hand claw grip? Not really. Like, I don't... I'm kind of, like, not biased against the Lamzu Thorn, but I just don't like it. Especially if you have small hands. I feel like your hand would kind of be, like, engulfed by the shape. I would recommend something more Model D size, like, than the Thorn. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. Is the LG OLED 240Hz worth it? No, man. Avoid that like the plague. That is the most hyped up, like, just scam monitor I've ever seen. There's something wrong with monitor reviews, like with how inaccurate they are. So I would say if you're even considering that, get the PG27AQN and just thank me. That's all you have to do. I don't know how much that costs nowadays. What was the most popular mouse in Japan? Mouse, it has to be... I saw a lot of GPXs, but they have... some of the stores just have a lot of enthusiast mice. Endgame Gear was surprisingly big there. Pulsar's big, but I think they have like a whole Japanese like sub-brand. I feel like if you embrace Japan as a company and they fuck with you, that's like probably pretty good for sales because they're passionate. How good at Fortnite are you? I'm the second highest rank. Like, I'm not an Unreal Fortnite gamer, but that's just due to how much I've played. I'm not going to say I'm cracked. I'm like the average 13-year-old on EU would probably make quick work of me at this point, but that's only because I'm so old. Like, I'm good at Fortnite. Put it like that. Zero build or builds? Zero build is like, I hate to say it, but zero build Fortnite is like, there's just no flavor to it. It might be the most dry game ever. they could like spice it up a bit more, but a lot of the time it's just, I don't know. It's not for me. Opinion on OLED monitors versus AQN. I mean, OLED is just shitty. Like at the time I had it, they hadn't done a firmware update which improved the brightness and the performance. So I'm not gonna lie, but I ditched the monitor because it was so awful, and everybody was saying, it's interesting, helicopter right there. Like everybody was like, yeah, this monitor is great. Like no input lag, it's perfectly clear. I'm like, wow, this thing is horrifying compared to whatever I was on, like the Fire Legend 390 hertz, which isn't even a good monitor. So yeah, I just knew that that monitor wasn't good. And the AQN is perfection. It's like buttery. There's no like ghosting, which was an issue I've kind of just always dealt with. And yeah, you can be like Diax better, but I don't even think it is. They do have ULMB2 on this as well. You're not old, you're just bad? True. Polarized is pretty much my age, and he like takes Adderall. I don't think there's anybody better than me who's not on like some type of amphetamines at Fortnite. Do you live next to an airport or something? No, that was like a police helicopter. I'm sure they're just taking care of the city. Man, I love the Asus OLED. See, Asus OLED, that could be decent, because I do trust Asus for monitors. But LG, they make washing machines, like stick to appliances, maybe even TVs. I think I got my parents an LG TV one year. PG27AQN, yes. ULX delays thoughts. I don't know. The more people talk about it, I was getting annoyed because so many people were asking about it, but now I'm like, huh, wait, this mouse like is delayed. Where's it at? But then again, that always happens with Finalize. But I've never been told that I was sent a mouse from them that I wasn't sent. So I don't know what to say about that. And if they really did send it to other reviewers and not me, then that's tragic. And I feel left out. Can I RMA a mouse because of a sticky click? You can find out. I'm not like I don't have every mouse company's like return policies at the top of my head. You can, if you feel like it's fucking with your experience and you're covered by warranty, go for it. Anybody have a good X-ray pad Equate V2 review? It's just like, why do you want that pad? Like, if you want to check it out, check it out. But it really didn't feel that different from a Aqua Control Plus, like the old ones. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Just joined in. Thoughts on the Atlantis Mini 4K? If you like the Atlantis Mini, it's good. But something about that shape, it's just like, I wish I had it on my desk, but just the way it curves doesn't feel natural for me to fingertip, and it's too small to claw grip. So that's kind of just how it is. Jing got that shit overnighted to another country. Final Boy said Jing is a customer in Discord. What's that even mean? Maybe you can just pay enough. Maybe it is just outside. I guess after I'm done streaming, I'll go down and check if my final mouse is here. Thoughts on the Lamzu Maya? Seems good. Like, it seems like a really good small mouse. It's light. It's what I noticed about it, but I haven't like actually tried it plugged in yet. But trust you me, when I get it, I'll let you know. Is the Viper Mini SE worth the $380 on eBay? Now, I don't like, both of my units of it just haven't felt exceptional in terms of like click, just overall button quality, so I just wait for a new batch. Like, why not? I don't think you like urgently need the mouse. That's the way I would look at it. I'm so confused why there's so much hype for the Maya. That's what I said earlier. Like, Lamzu's marketing team did something insane. Do people think it's like a direct Viper mini clone? That might be what it is. But even if it was, it's like, I don't know. You guys can't really think a lot of these like small mice on the market are that different from what the Maya is going to be. Maybe you can though, you know? I hope my Maya review gets 1 million views. Does Mr. Artisan speak English? Not a lick of it. I think I might speak about as much Japanese as he speaks English. I speak around 10 words of Japanese. But I mean, he was a terrific guy nonetheless. And he does not really meet with foreigners. So it was like an honor, like, that he wanted to bring me to Japan. He's kind of just like a private, like, mousepad craftsman. And here I am. Just a Westerner. Did you ask him why all the pads are named after fighter planes? I didn't, but he was born pretty much like just a little bit after World War II, so I would imagine maybe he just grew up a fan of the fighter planes, or maybe that's what the pads represent to him. But yeah, he said there's a mousepad project that I kind of know, like I have a idea of what it is, but he's gonna revolutionize mousepads, like a completely, like nobody would be able to guess what the idea is, and he just wants to put it out before he dies. Like it's his life's mission to get this crazy mousepad series out. So yeah, there's that as well. Oh, so he's old. Got it? Actual boomer? Yeah, he is between like 70 and 75. I don't know the exact age. But young in spirit. Is it the RM series where you stick a surface to a base? No. That's pretty much released. Like that's going to be coming out soonish. This is an entirely new thing. And just a concept that's like doesn't even make sense. Wooden mouse pads? No. Like even if you were to guess it, you wouldn't know how it's going to be applied. I don't really fully understand it. Yeah, we just gotta hope that it releases at some point. For games like Fortnite, what's the best Artisan mousepad and hard disk? Probably when I was honestly playing my best Fortnite, I was using a GPX and a Heian Soft. So take that for what it's worth. I think the Heian and the Zero are really good for Fortnite. If you like the Raiden, I don't see why that wouldn't be perfectly fine as well. It's really just whatever pad you prefer. Like no problem with an Otsu, but I've never really hated the Otsu. Mustache needs to go? I don't know. I might. I think I've gotten all of the goals I needed out of it. Become a fresh man. Why did he want to bring you to Japan? Well, it was mainly for the G-Baza event, but he also just wanted to show me like parts of Japan. I kind of like spent a day in the western countryside with like him and a few other members of Artisan. That was just crazy. And he showed me the Artisan HQ, which is in a very residential area. Like, you pretty much just mistake it for a house, but there are, like, fucking thousands of mouse pads. No comments, question mark. What do you mean? Makes sense, your channel was the first to really blow up Artisan pads. Yeah, it was like a token of appreciation, I guess, as well. They want me to come back as well. I'm like, you know, I guess I can make the time. But it was a dope experience. Does thickness on mouse pads matter? Yeah, but it's more of a preference thing. It's not, I don't think there's an objective best thickness. Some pads are like ruined though by being a little bit too thin, I've noticed. Need to visit Jimbo. Sure. Dude. Jimbo's cool as well. We went to a fucking Sea Otter cafe. I don't know if he mentioned that. 4mm or 3mm? I mean, I would say 4mm is going to be a little bit softer, probably play a bit more controlled, but it also depends on the pad. Now, my translator was Unleashed GT and a guy named Yoshiki who works for them as well. I had two translators. Yeah, he showed me. Yeah, that was just a crazy day. Did a lot of shit. Can you reply to the super chat? Oh, suggest a wireless mouse under $50. I'm so confused. I mean, I just covered a few under $50. I'm gonna cover the M800 Pro soon. Didn't I make a video called like the best budget mouse? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, the Attack Shark X3, just covered that. Dragonfly F1 Pro Max. I mean, it's like it's a bit more than $50. If you really only have $50, like, I don't know, that limits you. I feel like you could have 70. You just spent 2 on a super chat, so it's like you just gotta be a bit more economical, perhaps. What happened to your Super Glide Premium Glass Mousepad XXL? I hung it up somewhere. It's pretty much adjacent to a wall somewhere in one of my rooms, because it's like, where the fuck do you store that? I threw away the box. You need a shave, my friend? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of contemplating the mustache. I have the same headphones like you. I don't know how I feel about these. The DT900 Pro X's. Open back Rex, I'm at around $200. Probably DT990s. I don't know. I don't. Not a lot of headphones that I recommend. I've tried a lot. Focals are too expensive. Everything from Hi-Fi Man was meh. The Sennheisers I've tried have been shit, but apparently they have some good ones. Just to be a contrarian, I say keep the mustache. Damn, nah, mustache is where it's at. Everyone else is haters. See, now there's too much confusion. I feel like I'm 5 months into this. Like, what would an 1880s man do? They wouldn't shave it off. I mean, I will do fine next month, but I've been skipping work, and spending $50 a daily is kind of not good with economics. Well, you've been skipping. Well, you don't need to spend $50 daily on a mouse. $50 is like it's like a one-time thing on a mouse. Where did you get the extra grip for your mouse? In Japan. It's called it's like something from Nitro Tech Factories. I don't know what the product itself is called. Twirl the ends of the mustache, go Italian mode. I always can. That always is a possibility. Show dog now? He hasn't come in here yet this stream. I was planning to, but I guess he's shy. What airline did you fly to Japan? Japan Airlines. It was direct. Tried Sennheisers and Focals among gaming ones. DT900X are my favorite all around. I kind of just feel like everything's good. Like nothing's. I don't know. The people who are IEM pilled, that shit's weird to me. But I've never had like a bad experience with headphones. But some of them are just like okay and overpriced. Grow beard and join the club? Nah, beard definitely isn't for me. Like I haven't shaved in like 5 days or something, like since the middle of my trip. So I need to like shave this, but the mustache, I'm too attached to it. Cause I know I'm gonna shave it, I'm gonna be like, fuck, why did I shave it? So it's just how it is. Comfort, game audio's good, music's good, enough bass but still clear. Yeah, I'm just like, these are fine headphones. Like, I don't want to get them off my head. They're not heavy like Focals, so I'm fine. Did they send you home when they saw your mustache? No, I did not get a single. There was one day of weird looks when I was in Kyoto. I was wearing a One Korea unification flag shirt, and I actually did get some weird looks for that. But that was just like lack of judgment on my part. Is the Aqua control too slow for FN? No, not at all. What music do you listen to? It's really all over the place. I'd say Blade and Bob Dylan would probably be my top 2 artists, like, for the past 3 months. When are you reviewing the Spire pads? Why would I? Like, are they any good, realistically? Did you ever get a WL mouse to review? It's supposedly on the way. I should hit them up. But I don't know. I was told in person that they shipped my unit out. So it's like, going off of that, I'm expecting it soon. Did you go to Nara Park? I don't think so. I only spent 1 day in Kyoto. I did like a little day trip. Which is generally, I don't think you can see the whole city in that amount of time. Just order the NPO1S and W? Nice. Have you ever played Apex fingertip grip with middle finger on scroll? You call that Apex? That's just like 131. Is that called Apex fingertip grip? That is first time I've ever heard that. Thoughts on the Pulsar X2H? I like the mini side, but or the mini size. The medium is way too clunky and like big for me, but yeah. I don't know if I like the mini over the X2 mini normal though. Did you check if you got ULX yet? I did not. And it did not arrive in the past 20 minutes, sadly. Do you have other hobbies? Yeah, I do. My biggest one is probably like vintage baseball cards at this point. But yeah, I do enjoy other things. Are you going to travel somewhere else now? You have a passport? Yeah, I mean, I don't have any international trips like booked currently, but I have a ticket to the world, so I can go wherever I want. Have you heard anything about your ULX shipping? Not since I last checked 2 seconds ago. So now, are you going to do a mouse sellout anytime soon? The problem with that is like shipping 10, 15 packages. It's like a lot for me, and it just doesn't make a massive dent in the mouse collection. So it's like, is it even worth it? And it's just like, do I want to make all of these post office trips and just lose my mouse collection? Probably. I'll do a few more. What is that on the G Pro? It's this mouse mod. As you can see, it changes the shape. It's made of like, I'm pretty sure it's a resin print. How you feel about Tiger Ice Skates with BenQ ESR Zowie? It's fine, man. It's good. It's great even. You're going to be fine. Don't worry. If you have that combo, no need to worry. Things are going to be okay. Is there a certain mouse shape you'd like to see done again? I mean, ZA13. Simple as. Like, somebody just needs to clone that. Why isn't Lamzu cloned it? It's a great question. Is Windex... I mean, NG703. It's a good one. Guys, don't ask about ULX. You don't have it yet. It's fine. Even if that was pinned, I don't think people would say it. Is there anywhere to follow that Wise Owl Ambi? I don't think so. Because, especially considering the fact that I didn't know it existed before I tried it in person, and they don't really have a firm date. I don't think it's going to come out super soon, but I would presume Wise Owl will keep you posted. Do you sell mouses? No. What was your favorite food in Japan? Well, the entire Artisan team, including Mr. Kobayashi's wife, went to a Wagyu place that was probably the best meal of my life. But that's like an outlier. So I would say like the 7-Eleven chicken really caught me off guard. Like that was kind of goated. And what else? There was one other meal I liked a lot. Oh yeah, sushi. Like the sushi there is actually better. But a lot of it is like, I don't know, a bit overhyped. Like some of the street food is kind of just like, it's like kind of slop. And American food overall like clears. I feel like you put a Japanese person in an IHOP and their worldview kind of crumbles. Did you try the salmon at Family Mart? Nah, I did not, sadly. Mexican and Indian food are See, Indian food, it's like, it's a bit too niche. Like, there aren't just random, like, good Indian spots. It's like, you need to find, like, a really good Indian place. Mexican food, pretty elite. I would not want to try Japan's rendition of that. Burgers, I went, like, 0 for 3 on burgers, but I strongly believe there are good burgers in Japan. I just didn't try the good places. Is there sushi covered in mayo like it is here? Nah, they make it on the spot for you, like, one at a time. Like, it was a pretty fancy spot. That was impressive. Takoyaki. Oh, yeah, takoyaki. I had that in Osaka. And, something else. It was, like, you, like, put mayo on it. It was, like, egg. There was a layer of pork. Then there was, like, mayo and some brown sauce. That was pretty good. Definitely above slop tier. Ramen, I'm just not a ramen person. Like, it didn't move me. And I don't know what else I really tried. That's my Japan food review, though. Are you going to talk about the pads you saw in a video? What do you mean? Like the Artisan ones? I don't know. I feel like the sushi at Nobu, like in NYC, probably goes 1-to-1. Yeah, maybe not 1-to-1, but pretty close with like elite Japanese sushi. Like New York is just, I don't know, it's the capital of the world for a reason. What do you think of no tipping? That's definitely weird. I was there were a few times where I like almost intuitively tipped, but I guess it makes sense. But service also like isn't expensive. But then again, tipping, like at restaurants, you kind of like, you serve yourself. Like, there's something nice about American culture where it's like, this person is working their ass off to get a bit of money from me after the service. Like, and they're doing a great job at what they're doing. Or they're not, and they don't get as big of a tip. So, I definitely, there's like some American things that I appreciate. Um, Anime is a big thing there. Yeah, huge. And like just trading card games in general. Because I went there like looking for some baseball cards. I actually did get a decent amount, but there were so many more like Pokemon, like Naruto. I don't even know, just like random cards and shit. So they definitely like the tech culture and anime culture is interesting. Great ramen broth will cure your soul. I get like I understand the appeal, and based on the people I saw eating it, like they love it. I genuinely believe that, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like it's noodles, man. How many Japanese hookers did you have? No comment. Do they still have smoking stations at street corners in Japan? They have a lot of like little not fully enclosed areas. They're generally green though. That's like a smoking area. That's kind of cool. Then again, in New York, you can just kind of like smoke on the street, throw a cigarette at somebody if you want. Why is the GPX2 your main? It's just good, man. That's what it comes down to. I've just used it so much, and just like I don't know, it's very hard to like put a finger on it. But yeah, what baseball cards did you get? I think. Oh, I actually do have all of them here. I basically just bought out a store's like entire fucking collection of Sasaki rookie cards. Because he has GOAT potential. This one was, you can't even see the cool effect. It's like some 3D card of Munetaka Murakami, numbered to 25. And yeah, I just figure Sasaki's going to make the MLB. He's going to be the GOAT. And then the few thousand yen I paid for these cards are going to be millions and millions of dollars. But yeah, I didn't get a ton of them. I wanted to get more, but the store literally pretty much ran out. I got a few Yamamoto cards as well. How would you rate the Japan trip out of 10? Honestly, like a 9 or a 10. Like, truly, I could not have asked for more from my first international trip, pretty much. And, like, the fact that it was truly, like, all expenses paid was blessed as well. You got a favorite MLB team? Yeah, I'm a Mets fan. Lifelong Mets fan, so that is life. What is the safest mouse to recommend? There's a lot of them. I guess GPX would be the ultimate safe recommendation. Should have bought Shiny Charizard instead. There was a store that had some of like the OG like 1996 or whatever Pokemon cards. They were cool, but I don't know. Ninjutsu is very popular in Japan, especially the Sora. What surprised me was how popular endgame gear was. Like, literally every store had, like, endgame gear mice. I'd say that was the, not smallest, but, like, that was the brand that surprised me most. You gonna try a new Glorious Model Ochi Pro? I mean, I have the D2, and that kind of might be it for me. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna try the O2. How long was the flight? I flew out of NJ a few years back, and it was terrible. It was like 14 and a half hours there, and then it was 13 back. So it was really long, and like pretty much double my longest flight, which was New York to Cali. But yeah, it was business class, so it wasn't like I was crammed, but that's life. Glorious has been disappointing lately. Have they? I feel like this is their least disappointing mouse in years, literally. How do clicks feel on your unit? The G2, they feel bad. Like, they perform fine, but it's just a low quality feel. There's not a lot of tactility. The plastic just feels cheap, and it feels like it's gonna. I know it's gonna deteriorate. So I'm just trying to get some more time on it, making sure, like, seeing if it holds up, how it feels. What do you think about WL mouse being legit? They just seem legit. I don't know what to say. Sounds like you're an Ambi over Ergo guy? Yeah, I always have been. Like, mice like the Pulsar X2 Mini and the Viper Signature, like, this is my favorite size of mouse. But I did main the Deathfire V3 Pro for the longest time until my unit just started to creak and I kind of got bored of it, went back to GPX. But there are Ergos I like. But what was I saying? WL mouse being legit? I mean, they're just... I'm still waiting until I have the mouse in my hand and, like, actually use it to be like, yeah, this is a top-tier mouse, but... yeah, WL mouse, that's life. Thoughts on Extrafy? They're just washed. they got bought out by Extrafy, and they haven't done a single thing in the mouse scene since. So, like, what are we supposed to think of them? People were like, oh, just wait, like, and I've been waiting and waiting, so I don't know. Gotta call a spade a spade. Should I get Ninjutsu Sora 4K if I have the GPX already? I mean, do you want it? Do you feel like it would be an improvement? Do you think you'd like the mouse more? Maybe? What is the mice at the right from those three? This one is the Glorious Model D Pro. Oh, unless you mean... Wait. This would be left. I'm actually an idiot. This is the Pulsar X2 Mini. I don't know if that's what you're asking, though. But yeah, I don't know what Extrafy's doing. They kind of just gave up on mice. Maybe it's the new Rocket Jump Ninja mouse that's in development. X2 Mini Challengers. What do you mean by that? Is the GameSense Radar slower than the Zero? I would say so, yeah. What happened to the Magnesium Alloy Beast mouse scam thing? Did you ever order it or get it? It's on the way. They rebranded to WL Mouse. And I've tried the mouse in person, and it seems legit. Like, it would be... It's not a troll. And there's no way they would develop a mouse that actually feels solid, like tune in the quality and shit like that, like make the whole dongle and then not fulfill on it. Where's the edition X2 V2 coming out next month, right? That would be news to me. You might get the Pulsar X2A2. I have no idea. Didn't they say November? The X-Lite V3 and X2A are coming out, and I don't know about the esports series, but I would figure those are coming soon, but I have a few mice to review. I'm going to get back to making reviews this week with the Model D2 Pro and the M800 Ultra. Which do you guys want to see first? I think the M800 makes more sense because I've like put more time on this. Yeah, I'm probably just going to like get this one done. And then I'll make a video on the super light mods at some point, but I want to give these a bit more time. I feel like that makes sense. Do you know if they'll ship your final mouse soon? They said, I'll read this DM for the last time on stream. Did you try anything at the Drunk Deer booth? I wanted to buy the Elecom keyboard. I don't think Drunk Deer had a booth, but they had one on display, and it felt nice. Okay, so for the last time, Final Boy, Monday, October 23rd, 2023, 9:03 p.m. Hey, your ULX was shipped to you, I believe. Keep a lookout. I have kept a lookout, and I don't know where the mouse is. Lol, the mods on the GPX, they are polarizing. Are they the next big thing, the best thing since puffed wheat? Maybe. Please tell me, where did you get those G Pro mods? I got them in Japan. From Nitro Tech Factory. Watching this stream while tuning into the internationals. I don't know what the internationals is, but I would normally be watching NFL football right now. And whenever I finish stream, I will go back. Borty, I don't know, you don't fuck with keywords, but Polar 65 review would be fire. What is that? Is that like a custom? Really, like, I've only been using Hall Effect or just super fast keyboards for the past long time. Borty, are you a full-time mouse and mouse head reviewer? You could put it that way. When is the new Shidenkai coming out? I don't know when it's going to be available for sale online. They did sell some in person at the G-Baza event, though. ULX got robbed at GG? It's possible. I guess that is technically possible. It's a Hall Effect 65%? Oh, then probably will. There's so many keyboards. I have to review the Razer one. Would you pick up Saturn Pro over the Hien or Zero? It's really a toss-up. Like, Saturn Pro versus the Zero, I don't think there's a right answer. The Internationals is a Dota 2 tournament? Ah, gotcha. Don't those have, like, fucking ridiculous prize pools? I've seen a post about GPX2 newer batches having better sidebinds and clicks. How new? Because this one I got fucking, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if it's a newer batch than that, I don't know if you can, like, get the batch info off of this. I'm just calling bullshit. Would you buy the Viper Mini Signature Edition? It was $150, but not limited? What's that even mean? I would buy it if it was $400. Are you asking, like, should you buy it? Probably. I would say $150 is, like, a better price. But that's just a weird question. If the mouse was half the price and not limited, which is the only problem, Would you like it? Like, I guess I would. Yeah, my stream, like, the chat glitched for a second, but now it has moved again. Would you recommend someone to get into sports cards? I mean, it's like you either have like the collector instinct or you don't. But if you're into sports and just want to get into the cards, like check out like Net54 forums. It's like super fucking old fashioned. But yeah, the new batch fixes everything as a cope that has been around on different mice for years. And yeah, I mean, I'm just like calling it out. It's like, is it the new batch from yesterday and not the batch from 2 weeks ago? Who's going to win the World Series? I mean, I think it's the Rangers, which is great for me as a Mets fan. Got to get DeGrom a ring. Not sure how I feel about Scherzer getting another one, but, you know, I don't want to see the Diamondbacks win. Who the fuck cares about the Arizona Diamondbacks? That's kind of how I'm feeling. Most innovative mouse right now? That's a good question. Not a lot of mice really strike me as innovative. I don't know, maybe like probably the ULX, but that's like such a is it even gonna exist like meme type of mouse. I want an Artisan Ninja FX Hayate Ku. Jesus, that was a mouthful. What mouse do you recommend? I mean, a whole lot of them. I would recommend watching my reviews. Fuck happened to the GPX2? Just put some mods on it. Viper Mini Signature Edition leather box adds 100 to the price tag? True. Any news on Machina Ultima mousepads? Not really. I don't know if I'm going to make a review because my current unit has like tracking issues. I need to put like feet on the base, which really is not too much work, but it's just like, it doesn't move me. I'm not going to review it and be like, wow, you spend $1 million on this. It's better than any other glass pad by a lot. Yeah, the WL mouse seems real. And I will be reviewing it like as soon as possible, pretty much. And I've been told it was shipped to me, but obviously just don't know how true that is. They did not change the GPX2 side buttons. Yeah, I don't believe that they would. I think if anything, they would have done that in maybe the 3 years like prior to release, but anything is possible. Viper Mini Signature Edition leather box is so overkill. I have no idea what to do with that thing. I mean, I feel like the point of it is to be displayed. That's what they want you to do with it. What mouse shape would you recommend for gaming? Why am I just getting like these broad questions? Like, what mouse do you like? What do you recommend for gaming? Like, I don't know. I've made like 700 videos answering that question. Big sip of Poland Spring? Yeah, I was like, my throat was starting to close up. I was becoming rapidly dehydrated. Had to focus up real quick. Big sipper. What is that on your Superlight? It's a resin, like, printed shape mod. And they're only compatible with the Superlight. You see the hump one, this crazy one on the side. And this one's a little bit more tame, but they all have their own use. Gonna start reviewing Boardsy reviews. People have been doing that in comment sections for a while. I feel like mouse review Reddit has kind of like died down. People aren't like as dumb as they once were. Kind of sad. Think we'll see a Zowie mouse release soon? Like a new Zowie mouse? Like, I think the newest thing they're gonna do is just release wireless versions of the S2 and maybe the FK, potentially the ZA at some point. Is there any point to those pinky and ring finger restaurants? I feel like touching the mousepad is a part of aim. I mean, you can touch the mousepad and also touch them at the same time. I feel like there's definitely a point to modifying the shape. If you're somebody who has complaints about the shape, it's just like, you can grip the mouse however you want. Can a mouse be too light? Definitely. Like, I'd say anything under 20 grams is pretty much dawning on too light. What is your Kovacs playlist? I just play whatever I want to. Recently it's been a lot of Bean TS. That's what I recommend. People, like, obsess over, like, focused aim training, like the fucking ramp technique. It's like, a lot of people just need to calm down. generally across the board. Didn't even see you hit 200K. Congrats. Yeah, I appreciate that. That is a milestone. 1 mil on the way. Thoughts on NYC weather? Yesterday was super hot. Like, I came back and I'm like, damn, this weather is it still summer? But now it's like rainy and nasty. Welcome back aboard, Zusan. Happy to be back. Yeah, I miss hearing Japanese people say my name. It's like Boarzi. That was pretty fire for a week. Valorant has caused people to spurg out more about aim. I need to capitalize on that though. Like people in Valorant were unironically using like what's that shit called when it's straight like angle snapping. So like if Valorant people are insane enough to do that, I can definitely milk that demographic for views. Road to 1M? True. Most base YouTuber with 1 mil? Yeah, that's why it's taken a while. Artisan. Yes, pretty much. Thoughts on the Lamzu Maya? It seems good. I'm waiting for a unit. I don't know how soon I'm going to have one. I think them having one unit at that event, though, was great for the marketing. Top 3 Artisan mousepads? I'd say 0, Hien. That's really a tough between the Raiden and the Otsu. I'd say Raiden. Like, that's what I prefer. But it's just so... Some people would say Raiden is the best by a mile. Some people hate the Hien. Like, it really depends. I know you do a lot of mouse reviews, but can you tell me if you care about anti-ghosting for monitors? I kind of dealt with ghosting a while, like on shittier, like lower quality, high refresh rate panels. So when I went to the PG27 AQN, it's felt so much better with ghosting than anything else has. And they have ULMB2, which is even like better for it, but I don't play with that. Gameplay stream when? I don't know. I theoretically I could stream Fortnite or Kovacs whenever I want. Maybe if the Fortnite Season 1 thing is actually good and people are interested in Fortnite, then I could stream that. Like, just streaming aim trainers, like, while I have a chat moving and not being able to keep up with chat is just, like, it's not fun for me. I've done it in the past a lot. It's just, like, not a big streamer. I used to stream Crunker. What happened to that? Fortnite started the peripheral craze, and Valorant really had the most pros swapping more than any other esport title. Yeah, Apex is big with it too, but now game's like all controller, and it's dead as fuck. Isn't angle snapping really uncomfy? Yeah, it's like brain dead, but people still use it. What are those hump/side grip mods? Just a resin printed piece. That is exactly what you said. A mod. I remember the Crunker streams, bro. It was pretty crazy. Waiting for Black Friday for Death Hour V3 Pro to be on sale. True, Black Friday is coming up. Some big mouse sales. It's my Christmas. Crunker is so dead. So unbelievably dead. It's like moment of silence type situation. Would you rather do fast response with anti-ghost or no anti-ghost average response time? There's just more that goes into it. Like... I need a panel that actually feels like smooth and incredible. That's all that matters to me. How was the flight to Japan and back? Anything noteworthy? I mean, I couldn't sleep on the way back, so I've been kind of fucked up with jet lag, but I think I'm finally, I'm just going to be able to stay up until like night, then I'll be back on my normal schedule. But on the way there, like, it was perfect. And it was business class both ways, so that was much nicer than economy would have been. I didn't take full advantage of it on the way there, though. What's the future of mice? I don't know. I talked to a few people, and they're like, it kind of maxed out. How's the food in Japan? Some of it was incredible. All of the beef was really good. Especially, like, one of the meals was, like, maybe the best meal I've ever had. Some of the street food, I'm not going to say it was overrated, but didn't really move me. American food does clear at the end of the day. It's not just patriotism. It's like, I don't know, like, for breakfast, I want, like, scrambled... I just want, like, a nice, like, American breakfast. But, like, there, it's like, they don't really have that. Do you like sushi? Yeah, the sushi was incredible as well. There were a few, like, they kind of fed me some, like, nasty rolls at a certain point. But... I'd say, like, the more basic sushi was incredible. MM720. This is kind of like an MM720 mod for the Superlight. Did you have someone to show you the fun spots? Yeah, I was shown around to pretty much like everything. I only spent like 1 or 2 days like fully on my own. It's ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, I feel like the ramen culture there. It's like you kind of have to like ramen, but I come with a neutral perspective. I'm like, this is just noodles at the end of the day. You just try to get an artisan pad, but they don't deliver to my area. What do you mean? Where do you live? Are you sure you filled out the like international form? What country are you in? Do you not have a retailer? The UK? Then just use like Zerkmods. Also, they do ship to the UK. Would you spend 1K on a mouse if it was perfect? I probably have enough brain damage to do that. I would definitely not recommend anybody to spend 1K on a mouse, but that's like such a hypothetical. Like, I don't even know what a perfect mouse would be, but yeah, probably. If it was like significantly better. You sure you weren't filling out the Japan like checkout? I mean, that's weird though, but yeah, I would check like Zerk Gaming Mods because they're a UK retailer that has Artisan pads, I believe. Death Hour V3 Faker is $30. That's weird. Luke James. Will you make a video on high LOD mice? Probably not. But I mean, a lot of, if you go back to the 3360, I think a lot of those mice have 3mm LOD settings. And pick one mouse, what would it be and why? Probably like a GPX2 if I really just had to pick one. Do you think it's risky to buy first batch mice? Not really, because every mouse you buy is covered by warranty. Like, worst case scenario, you get a bad copy, like, you get a new one. That's the way I see it, but if you want to try a mouse, yeah, go for the first batch. That's kind of how I would do. Have you tried Whale Riz? How is it? He doesn't send me his pads. Like, in the DMs, he's like, yeah, I'm going to send you all of the pads, and then it's been, like, months, and I just haven't gotten any of them. And he's already working on like 4 new pads. So I just don't know what that guy's doing. Like how many mouse pads he produces. But I just don't think it's enough for me to like care to cover them. Do you think LGG and Artisan will ever squash the beef? I might have to intermediate. I might have to bring them together, but I'm not sure. I know I was told though that Artisan doesn't hate lethal gaming gear. But apparently like I just don't even understand it. It's like they had to draw a line in the sand is pretty much how I interpreted it. Where's your Dare You A950? I don't know. It's actually literally on the floor, right next to me. Similar speed of MPC 450, but smoother texture pad. Any advice? I mean, like a Raiden mid, kind of. I don't know if that's exactly what you're looking for. Did you get me an Artisan pad? Nah, I came back with 0 Artisan pads. And it's not like because I didn't want any, but it would not have been easy to bring back. I just have pretty much everyone I want, so yeah. Forward sensor position's insane for fingertip. What mouse? Did you miss the super chat? I might have. The hell? How far back was it? Wait. Would you recommend the Zowie mouse fitting kit? Is it still like the old wired mice? I don't know why the super chats aren't like popping up in like with color today. It's like super weird. I don't know. When I did the Zowie mouse fitting kit, it was cool because I got to try all the shapes, and I was doing like I was getting into reviews, so it was really good for that. But if you've tried a lot of mice at this point, I'd probably say it's not worth it. Unless they have it with the C series, because then that would be cool. But if it's still like those old mice that have been through like 20 sets of hands, probably not. Zowie has a new wireless version kit? Oh shit. Then that's definitely worth it. That's a cool experience. How much is it? I'll just check it out after stream. Do you think Chinese Black Friday is going to have any mouse sales? Chinese Black Friday? I don't know, but I think regular Black Friday is going to have a lot. Mouse fitting kit could be good to see what kind of shapes you like. Yeah, I did it when I was getting into mice. Is every Artisan mouse pad good? I'd say at the very least good. I wouldn't like recommend the Hayate Ku, but I don't even think they have stock of that. But yeah, like you really can't go wrong with like a Hien Zero Otsu rated. I mean, like a few of those could be too fast for you, but you'll get used to it. That's the way I see it. Yeah, C series box or a wireless box. That's pretty interesting. But they also don't have that many wireless mice, I fear. Opinion about V2 Pro Razer. Is there any other option? I mean, it's one of the better mice performance-wise. What's your thoughts on the Daryu A950 Pro? The normal one? I don't really know. Need to review a few more of the Chinese mice. I'm kind of backlogged on mice at this point. Anything beat the Lamzu Thorn for relaxed claw / palm grip? I mean, Lamzu Thorn's like not even top 10 for me, so a lot of things do. But if you like the way that mouse feels, I don't think there are many other wireless ergos that are going to beat it out. Is the SkyPad good? It's good for a glass pad. Is there a big latency difference between Atlantis maybe 1K and 4K hertz? Like a huge difference? Not really. Like if you have an Atlantis that's compatible with a 4K dongle, I would recommend the dongle, but it's not going to make or break your life. But I would always recommend the higher polling rate pretty much. Is the Lamzu Maya closer to the GPX than the Hottie S Plus? No, it's not close to the GPX in size. Glass pad or cloth? Definitely cloth for me. I've given glass pads like so much testing, and there's always the glass pads people who are just like, cope, you just haven't gotten adjusted, like it's better, and it's like, it's just preference. Optimum 4K video thoughts. I just don't think it really, that's not how polling rate works. Like you're not, like just a robot arm moving a mouse in one direction, recording it with a super slow-mo cam, playing that on a 60 hertz fucking screen. Like that's not really going to show you the difference in how mouse input feels in an in-game situation. So it's, yeah, anybody discrediting 4K with that as evidence, it's just like, okay, use whatever you want. Why do you prefer Superlight 2 over Death Adder V3 Pro? I mean, a lot of it's just how long I had been using the Death Adder. Getting back to the Superlight just feels really nice. Oh, what's up, Newcom? Did you get to see a baseball game in Japan? No, I didn't, because the series had actually ended. So the game I had tickets for didn't happen. And now I think is the Japan series. So I just missed the opportunity to see a game. It's very unfortunate, but that's life. I'm sure Optimum can feel the difference on his 540 hertz monitor. I'm sure he can as well. Wait, they have baseball in Japan? Yeah, NPB. It's pretty big. But I'm surprised, like, when I was there was not a big, like, I just did not see a ton of, like, baseball advertisement and stuff. Like, it was not the focus of the culture. But Japan is dope. It was very dope. Do you have any limited gear from Japan? Yeah, a lot of, like, more mouse accessories. These grips are pretty limited to Japan. These skates made of turkite are as well. There are also lots of other skates. How many Artisan pads did you illegally bring over? None, surprisingly, and I think it would be legal. Do you play any sports? I get asked that question a lot by, like, Europeans. Like, what do you mean when you're asking that? Like, I go to the gym, but, like, I don't, like, competitively play sports. And, like, yeah, I don't understand that question. Like, it's not a thing people really do in America past high school. And if you are American, I don't think you are. What do you guys like better, Pulsar X2H Mini or Lamzu Atlantis Mini 4K? X2H Mini for me, but it's really just preference. Now I'm Welsh? Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe there's just nothing to do, so you play, like, football, soccer all day. Did you have unagi in Japan? I don't think so. What's that, though? I potentially did and just don't know what it is. Razer Viper V2 Pro or GPX2? GPX2 for me, pretty much no-brainer. It's eel? Yes, eel was fucking disgusting. That was one of the sushi rolls that I was just like, wow, this is nasty. And there was also, like, some crazy clam thing. And also sea urchin. Those were sushis that I just did not fuck with. I always hear about people playing badminton after work, and some of my colleagues. Where do you live? What type of community are you in? Badminton is kind of crazy. But yeah, a lot of people play golf in America, but I would not consider that a sport. If somebody asked me if I played sports, and I was like, yeah, I go golfing. Like, I wouldn't say that. Like, I just don't know anybody who like plays like basketball and would be like, yeah, I played basketball a lot, like past high school, like some like college athletes, I guess. Like nobody's playing like fucking 3-on-3 touch football as an adult in America. It's just, I guess that's just how it works. Surprised you knew Wales was a country? I've known about Wales for a while. You know, it's a country that's always been on my radar. Favorite Smash Ultimate character? Never really played too much. What's that on the GPX? It's just a shape mod, as you can see. I'm in college and ball up with the homies? It's because you're like living on campus. I don't know. Aren't you also like 6'7" though? Like you kind of have to play basketball. So or else what are you doing? Borzy's an avid pickleball player? Yeah, actually that is the one thing. Never mind. But see, that's still like such a middle America thing. I want to say thank you. Got me into mice and mouse pads, and I honestly can't express how much it. I can't express how much it from getting a new mouse. It's always so great. Appreciate that, man. 6'7.5". See, you can dunk with ease. So, no shit, you play basketball. You just find an excuse to play basketball. Basketball is pretty popular here in Portland. Like, rec gyms are a thing here, but I just, like, I don't know people who go to them. Are you going to look at the Model O2 Pro at all? No. There are also a lot of Asian guys who play basketball, like, at the court right next to my house. But they take down the hoops in the summer to prevent certain things happening. How do you play basketball? Bro, you are white? Yeah, no, basketball is not my sport. 2K is my sport, though. Do you have the Final Mass ULX yet? No. Could have played NCAA basketball, but instead I chose to be a girl. You could have been a national, like, news case. That would have been crazy. Basketball is really popular in Asia? I did notice that. Just like a lot of people were in, I guess it was like maybe Chinese tourists who were in like a lot of basketball gear and stuff. I know Kobe's huge in Asia. Bait really wants to know what he can do to upgrade his Superlight. You got to get this. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's the biggest Superlight upgrade you can get. Yo, Kenny, appreciate the subscription to the amazing tier. What is prevented from happening by taking down the hoops? Just the people surrounding the hoop area, I guess. They just don't want any funny business. No hooping. When did you get into mice? You can see on my channel, like when I made my first videos. N-Techno, those mods? Yeah. Damn, what the hell? Kenny gifting 5 Boardsy memberships. I've truly never had anybody do that. That is unbelievable. I appreciate that. Everybody, enjoy your Boardsy memberships. There is, sadly, not much you can do with that currently, but Bad Dragon, Red Sea, Halo Daycare, Heath Smith, and Big Fudge Fever are now Boardsy members. That's crazy. Tried some Japanese girls. No comment. How is the Model D Pro compared to Death Air V3? Just wait for my review. In my opinion, it's like, it just doesn't have the same it factor, but also, like, my Death Air V3 kind of does feel like shit, so I gotta take that into consideration at this point. How is the NPET Speed NPET? It's literally still in my suitcase. It's tragic. Ever tried the Pulsar mat? Yeah, I actually did swipe a mouse over at a Japanese store, and it doesn't feel that good, so I don't know what to say. Any thoughts on the Lamzu Maya? It seems good. I've been asked that a million times. Speed M is interesting. Yeah, I'm afraid it kind of bent too much. What mouse grips do you recommend nowadays? I should make a tier list or something. But I think I'm going to end the stream. It's been an hour and a half. I have to be live more often. It's my duty. Still getting plenty of questions. I could go longer, but, you know, I feel like this was a solid stream. I will be back with a mouse review tomorrow. Right back into the content grind, and I'll try to be live sometime this week. But peace out, everybody. Appreciate everybody who just supported, and especially Kenny for gifting Boardsy memberships. I love this guy spamming questions about Fortnite at the end of the stream. So unfortunate that I'll never answer it. But yeah, peace out, guys.